Welcome to the second presentation for the City of Vaughan's POPs Guidelines and Standards Study. My name is Colin Berman, and I am a landscape architect with DTAH. We're leading the study on behalf of the City of Vaughan. Before starting the presentation, we would like to acknowledge the land we are on. We respectfully acknowledge that the City of Vaughan is situated in the territory and Treaty 13 lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. We also recognize the traditional territory of the Huron-Wendat and the Haudenosaunee. The City of Vaughan is currently home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people today. As representatives of the people of the City of Vaughan, we are grateful to have the opportunity to work and live in this territory. The City of Vaughan has hired my firm, DTAH, a multidisciplinary design practice, to lead the study. DTAH are joined by Aird Burles for legal advisory, Gladkey Planning Associates for planning advisory, and A.W. Hooker for estimation services. Again, my name is Colin Berman, and I'm a landscape architect at DTH, and I will be walking you through this presentation, providing updates to our project. Last fall, the city shared a video to provide an overview of this project and asked for the community's feedback to help shape the study's direction. Since then, we've made progress by developing and refining our ideas for the draft study. In today's presentation, we'll focus on a quick review of the project and why it's being done, a summary of what's been completed to date, and the next steps moving forward. This study is being carried out in 4 phases. We are currently in phase 3, where we are again consulting with you, the community, and other key stakeholders. The study is scheduled to be completed in June of this year. Let's start with a brief project overview, outlining its purpose and the city's reasons for undertaking it. Privately owned public spaces, or POPs, are outdoor areas that are privately owned and maintained, but fully open for public use at no cost. To make sure these spaces meet city standards, the private owner, often a condominium corporation, will enter into a legal agreement with the city. This agreement spells out their responsibilities for maintaining the space and keeping it accessible. POPs, much like parks, are essential to city life. They offer places to relax, socialize, and enjoy nature, which helps reduce stress and boost overall well-being. They also encourage people to stay active, lowering the risk of chronic illness like heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. These spaces do more than just support health. They also make cities more sustainable. POPs can cool urban areas, improve air quality, and help to improve biodiversity. By integrating them into our neighborhoods, we can build healthier, more resilient communities for the future. As we all know, Vaughan is growing quickly, making public space planning more important than ever. Vaughan Council recently decided that approved POPs will now get 100% parkland dedication credit. This means developers can offer a POPs instead of providing actual parkland. The province of Ontario is also considering changes to how POPs are treated during the development approvals process, which would allow for them to get parkland dedication credits. Taken together, this is an important change. When POPs count as parkland dedication, the city loses the chance to add new, unencumbered land to its park system. With policy changes underway, the role of POPs in our cities is shifting, bringing up key questions about how they're designed, managed, and funded. One challenge is that POPs now count toward parkland dedication. If they're designed mainly as passive spaces, as they have been in the past, neighborhoods may end up with fewer parks that offer active amenities, leaving residents without enough recreational options. This study aims to redefine POPs by ensuring they are well designed and include active features, making them more useful and engaging for the community. Redefining POPs in Vaughan means putting the right guidance in place, and this study lays out key steps to make that happen. Through this study, the city will introduce detailed design guidelines to ensure POPs are well planned and fit seamlessly into their surroundings. These will be useful tools for both developers and city staff. These guidelines will set minimum standards that POPs must meet to qualify for parkland dedication credit. They'll tackle important design challenges, such as site layout, balancing public and private access, and key landscape features. Now that we understand why we are doing this study, I will briefly summarize what we completed in Phase 1. As part of our background review, we looked at how other cities approach POPs design guidelines. It turns out there aren't many dedicated reports on the subject. We then reviewed Vaughan studies, policies, and guidelines to see how the city addresses POPs. While some documents touch on broad principles, they don't provide detailed design guidance. We looked at precedent projects across the Greater Toronto Area to see what makes POPs work well. Most of the POPs we reviewed were passive spaces, often designed as plazas, landscape frontages, walkways, or courtyards. So far, POPs with active features such as play areas are still rare, but we're seeing more of them in new developments across the GTA. This great example from Toronto includes a playground structure alongside passive features like planting and seating, creating a more dynamic space. At the last community engagement in the fall of 2024, we asked about what active features might fit within POPs in Vaughan. We heard from 16 community members that natural playgrounds, open play areas, swing sets, and running tracks were the most interesting active features. Following our background analysis and community feedback, we have been drafting Vaughan's new POPs design guidelines. Now, I'll give you an overview and highlight some key ideas that will shape how these spaces are designed in the future. We've set clear goals for this study. Our guidelines aim to promote the design of high-quality POPs that incorporate active features. We also want them to be well organized and easy to use. Most importantly, they need to be flexible for both staff and developers, as every site comes with its own unique challenges. The report outlines 7 base requirements that a POPs must meet to qualify for parkland dedication credits. I'll summarize each one for you. POPs must be a minimum of 500 square meters. That's roughly the size of a basketball court. They must be outdoors. POPs need to be designed in a way that makes room for everything you plan to include in them. They must be at ground level. POPs need to front at least one public street and have at least 50% of their total frontage on public spaces, such as a public park. POPs should have active ground level uses along their edges, such as restaurants, cafes, shops, or residential units. And finally, they must include active and passive uses. The study includes a list of desirable active features, developed with input from the city's parks team. These are the elements that can be within POPs, such as courts and playgrounds, to name a few. The features were evaluated based on factors such as cost, complexity, size, and community interest. Alongside the core active features, we've included a list of bonus features. These optional enhancements offer design flexibility while enriching the character and experience of POPs. Our list of bonus features includes lots of interesting elements, such as water features, shade canopies, interactive lighting, and many more. Our sustainability targets are fully aligned with the city's sustainability metrics program. To further enrich POPs, we have also introduced an option that encourages developers to incorporate Indigenous placemaking elements. Overall, this comprehensive design guideline outlines the fundamental requirements for POPs, identifies potential active features that developers can use, and encourages sustainability, placemaking, and additional bonus features to enhance their function and character. Now, let's talk about next steps and share contacts and links to access further information. We want to hear from you as we finalize the POPs design guidelines. You can find a short survey online at vaughan.ca/POPs. We want to know what else should be included to make POPs more vibrant and welcoming, and what active and passive design features you would like to see in these spaces. For further information on the project and to see updates, please visit the project website. You can also contact the city's project manager, Shirley Marsh, via her email at shirleymarsh@vaughan.ca. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to hearing from you through the survey.